And with Lokesh, I think we're good to go now. I see it's 3 minutes. Just that stuff.
Jai Shri Ram. Welcome to our Tuesday Satsang. Mishen, may I go ahead?
You may, yes.
Dhanyavad. So let us begin with the preliminary purificatory mantra. You sprinkle water on yourself, around yourself as well. Om apavitraha pavitro va sarvavasthankatopi va yah smaret pundarikaksham sabhahyabhyantara shuchi. Now you sip water from the palm of the right hand, once with each mantra. Om Keshavaya Namaha. Om Narayanaya Namaha. Om Madhavaya Namaha. Wash your hand. Om Rishikeshaya Namaha. Om Govindaya Namaha. Om Madhusudanaya Namaha. If you have a paiti, a kus ring, you may place this on your right ring finger. Om Pavitrestho Vaishnavyo Saviturvaha Prasava Utpunam Yachidrena Pavitrena Surya Rashmabhi Tasyate Pavitrapate Pavitraputasya Yattakamaha Pune Tatchakeyam. Now, using your thumb, place a chandan dot on your forehead. Om Chandanam Bandhate Nityam Pavitram Papanashanam Apadam Harite Nityam Lakshmir Vasatu Sarvada. Light a lamp. Om Bhodipa Tvam Brahma Rupa Andhakara Nivaraka Imamayang Kritang Puja Grihastejo Pravardhaya. Om Deepaya Namaha. Sprinkle water around yourself. Om Prithvitvayadrita Luka Devitvam Vishnunadrita Tvam cha dharyamam Devi Pavitram Kuruchasanam. Acha, we are now going to begin the invocatory mantras, which you may follow on the screen. Om. 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 Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Para Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Dhyan Moolam Gurur Murti, Puja Moolam Guru Padam, Mantra Moolam Gurur Vakyam, Moksha Moolam Guru Kripa. Om Swasti na Indro Vridhashravah, Swasti na Pusha Vishwavedah, Swasti nastarikshor Arishthanemihi, Swasti no Brihaspatir Dadhatu, Om Payah Prithivyam Paya Oshadhishu, Payo Divyantarikshe Payodhah, Payaswati Pradishah Santu Mahiyam. ॐ विष्णोरराठमसि विष्णोः श्नप्त्रेस्थो विष्णोः स्यूरसि विष्णोर्ध्रुवसि वैष्णवमसि विष्णवे त्वा ॐ अग्निर्देवता वातो देवता सूर्यो देवता चन्द्रमा देवता वसवो देवता रुद्रा देवतादित्या देवता मरुतो देवता विश्वे देवा देवता बृहस्पतिर्देवतेन्द्रो देवता वरुणो देवता ॐ द्यौ शान्तिरन्तरिक्षगं शान्तिः पृथिवी शान्तिरापः शान्तिरोषधयः शान्तिः वनस्पतयः शान्तिर्विश्वदेवाः शान्तिर्ब्रह्मः शान्तिः सर्वगं शान्तिः शान्तिरेव शान्तिः सामा शान्तिरेधि ॐ विश्वानि देव सवितरदुरितानि परासुभ यद्भद्रन् न आसुभ ॐ आनो भद्राः क्रतवो यन्तु विश्वतो दबधासो अपरीतास उद्भिदः देवानो यथा सदमिद्वृधे असन्नप्रायुवो रक्षितारो दिवे दिवे ॐ देवानां भद्रा सुमतिरिजूयतान् देवानागं रातिरभिनो निवर्ततां देवानां gwam सत्यम् उपसेदिमा वयं देवान् आयुः प्रतिरन्तु जीवसे ॐ तान् पूर्वयानि विदाहुमहे वयं भगं मित्रम् अदितिं दक्षमस्त्रिधम् अर्यमणं वरुणगं सोममश्विना सरस्वती नः सुभगामयस्करत् ॐ तन्नो वातु मयो भुवातु भेषजन्तन्माता पृथिवी तत्पिता द्यौः तद्ग्रावान् सोमसुतो मयो भुवस्तदश्विना शृणुतन्निष्णयायुवम् ॐ तमीशानं जगतस्तस्तुषस्पतिं धियन् जिन्वमवसे हूमहे वयम् पूषानो यथा वेद साम सद्वृधे रक्षिता पायुर्दब्धः स्वस्तये ॐ स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृधश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्योररिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ पृषदश्वा मरुतः पृश्निम् आतरः शुभं यावानो विततेषु जग्मयः अग्निजिह्वा मनवः सूरचक्षसो विश्वेनो देवा अवसागमन्निः ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिर्देवा भद्रं पश्येम आक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुं सस्तनुर्भिर्यशेमहि देवहितं यदायुः ॐ शतं इन्नो शरदो अन्ति देवा यत्रा नश्चक्राजरसन्तनूनां पुत्रासो यत्र पितरो भवन्ति मानो मधयारी हृषतायुर्गन्तौः ॐ अदितिर्घौरदितिर् अन्तरिक्षम् अदितिर्माता स पिता स पुत्रः विश्वे देवा अदितिः पञ्चजना अदितिर् जातम् अदितिर्जनित्वम्। ॐ ऋचं वाचं प्रपद्ये मनो यजुः प्रपद्ये साम प्राणं प्रपद्ये चक्षुः श्रोत्रं प्रपद्ये वागोजः स ओजो मही प्राणपाणौ। ॐ तं पत्नीभिरनुगच्छेम देवाः पुत्रैर्भ्रातृभिरुतवा हिरण्यैः। नाकं गृभणानः सुकृतस्य लोके तृतीये पृष्ठे अधिरोचने दिवः। ॐ आयुष्यं वर्चस्य ग्वं रायस्पोषमोदभिदम् इदग्वं हिरण्यं वर्चस्व जैत्राय धिषतागुमाम्। ॐ द्यौ शान्तिरन्तरिक्षगुं शान्तिः पृथिवी शान्तिर् आपः शान्तिर् ओषधयः शान्तिः वनस्पतयः शान्तिर्विश्वदेवाः शान्तिर्ब्रह्मः शान्तिः सर्वगं शान्तिः शान्तिरेव शान्तिः सामा शान्तिरेधि। ॐ यतो यतः समीहसे ततो नो अभयं कुरु शन्नः कुरु प्रजाभ्यो भयन्नः पशुभ्यः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः सुशान्तिर्भवतु। ॐ हे हे रम्भ तुमे ये हि अम्बिका त्र्यम्बकात्मज सिद्धि बुद्धि पते त्रयक्ष लक्ष लाभ पितुः पितः नागस्य नागहारत्वं गणराजा चतुर्भुज भूषितः स्वायुधैर्दिव्यै पाशाङ्कुश परश्वधै आवाहयामि पूजार्थं रक्षार्थं च मम क्रतौः इहागत्य गृहाण त्वं पूजां क्रतुं च रक्ष मे। ॐ मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये। अंजनेः गर्भसम्भूतं कपीन्द्रं सचिवोत्तमं रामप्रियं नमस्तुभ्यं हनुमान् रक्ष सर्वदा। ॐ ध्यायेत् आजानबाहुं धृतशरधनुषं बद्धपद्मासनस्थं पीतं वासोवसानं नवकमलदलस्पर्धिनेत्रं वस्प्रसन्नं वामां कारूढ सीतामुख कमलमिललोचनं नीरदाभं नाना अलङ्कारदीप्तं धततमरुजटामण्डलं रामचन्द्रम्। ॐ यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुवन्ते दिव्यैस्तवैर्वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैर्गायन्ति यं सामगाः ज्ञानावस्थितः तद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगण देवाय तस्मै नमः। ॐ वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। ॐ शान्तं पद्मासनस्थं शशधरमुकुटं पञ्चवक्त्रं त्रिनेत्रं शूलं वज्रं च खड्गं परशुम् अभयदं दक्षिणाङ्गे वहन्तं नागपाशं च घण्टा डमरुकसहितम् अंकुशं वामभागे नाना अलङ्कारदीप्तं स्फटिकमणिनिभं पार्वतीशं नमामि। ॐ या कुन्देन्दुतुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्कर प्रभृतिभिर्देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा। ॐ लक्ष्मी क्षीरसमुद्रराजतनयां श्रीरङ्गधामेश्वरीं दासीभूत समस्तदेववनितां लोकैकदीपाङ्कुरां श्रीमन्मन्दकटाक्षलब्धविभव ब्रह्मेन्द्रगङ्गाधरां तां त्रैलोक्यकुटुम्बिनीं सरसिजां वन्दे मुकुन्दप्रियाम्। सीताराम पवन सुत हनुमान राधे कृष्ण की जय।
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुखर सुधार। बरनो रघुबर बिमल जसो जो दायक फल चार। बुद्धिहीन तनु जान के सुमिरो पवन कुमार। बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहे हरहु कलेश विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीश तिहु लोक उजागर। रामदूत अतुलित बलधामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमत निवार सुमत के संगी। कंचन बरन विराज सुवेशा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केशा। हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियाहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाई संजीवन लखन जियाई श्री रघुवीर हर्ष उर लाई। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत सम भाई। सहस वदन तुम्हरो यश गावे अस कहि श्रीपद कंठ लगावे। संतादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद शारद सहित अहिंसा। यम कुबेर दिगपाल जाते कवि कोविद कहि सके काते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीना राम मिलाए राजपद दीना। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। युग सहस्त्र जो जन पर भानु, लीलो ताहि मधुर पल जानु। प्रभु मुद्रिका मेली मुख माई, जल दिलांगी गए अचरज नाई। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होठ न आज्ञा बिनु है सारे। सब सुख लही तुम्हारी शरणा, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज संभारो आपे, तीनों लोक हाकते कापे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नाशे रोग हरे सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा। संकट से हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन कर वचन ध्यान जोड़ावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, तासु अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों युग परताप तुम्हारा, है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अस्त सिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता, असबर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुपतिपुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्त न धरहि, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करहि। संकट हरे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलवीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई। यह शत बार पाठ कर जोई, छूटे ही बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होय सीधी साखी गौरी सा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, की जयनाथ हृदय महादेरा। की जयनाथ हृदय महादेरा, की जयनाथ हृदय महादेरा। पवन तने संकट हरन, मंगल मूर्ति राम लखन सीता सहित
ओम ओम गणपति बब्बा बोल रे, कानों में अमृत डोल रे, नाम दे रे तो काम बने सब अद्भुत ये अनमोल रे। गणपति बब्बा बोल रे, कानों में अमृत गोल रे, नाम दे रे तो काम बने सब अद्भुत ये अनमोल रे। ओम गण गणपति ये नमो नमः, सिद्धि विनायक नमो नमः, ओम गौरी पुत्रम नमो नमः, गजन विनायक नमो नमः, ओम गण गणपति ये नमो नमः, सिद्धि विनायक नमो नमः, ओम गौरी पुत्रम नमो नमः, गजन विनायक नमो नमः। माता जिनकी पार्वती और पिता है महादेवा, लडवन जिनको भोग लगे और संत करे जिनकी सेवा। माता जिनकी पार्वती और पिता है महादेवा, लडवन जिनको भोग लगे और संत करे जिनकी सेवा। गजवदन विनायक बोल रे, कानों में अमृत डोल रे, नाम दे रे तो काम बने सब अद्भुत ये अनमोल रे। गणपति बब्बा बोल रे, कानों में अमृत गोल रे, नाम दे रे तो काम बने सब अद्भुत ये अनमोल रे। ओम गौरी पुत्रम नमो नमः, गजन विनायक नमो नमः, ओम गौरी पुत्रम नमो नमः, गजन विनायक नमो नमः। शंकर जी महाकाल है, उनके ही ये लाल है, श्रद्धा भक्ति से पूजे इनकी होती हर साल है। शंकर जी महाकाल है, उनके ही ये लाल है, श्रद्धा भक्ति से पूजे इनकी होती हर साल है। बजे नगारा डोल रे, मन के जाके डोल रे, चारों ओर गगन में गूंजे जय गणपति के बोल रे। गणपति बाबा बोल रे, कानों में अमृत गोल रे, नाम दे रे तो काम बने सब अद्भुत ये अनमोल रे। पुत्रम नमो नमः, सिद्धि विनायक नमो नमः, ओम गौरी पुत्रम नमो नमः, सिद्धि विनायक नमो नमः। अंधन को प्रभु आँख दिए, कोडिन को देते काया, भांजन को जय पुत्र दिए और निर्धन को देते माया। अंधन को प्रभु आँख दिए, कोडिन को देते काया, भांजन को जय पुत्र दिए और निर्धन को देते काया। जय सिद्धि विनायक बोल रे, मन के आंखें खोल रे, नाम दे रे तो काम बने सब अद्भुत ये अनमोल रे। गणपति बब्बा बोल रे, कानों में अमृत गोल रे, नाम दे रे तो काम बने सब अद्भुत ये अनमोल रे। ओम गण गणपति ये नमो नमः, सिद्धि विनायक नमो नमः, अष्ट विनायक नमो नमः, गजन विनायक नमो नमः, जय सुखदाता नमो नमः, विश्व विनायक नमो नमः, जय सुखदाता नमो नमः, विश्व विदाता नमो नमः, ओम गौरी पुत्रम नमो नमः, गजन विनायक नमो नमः, ओम गौरी पुत्रम नमो नमः, गजन विनायक नमो नमः। ओम सीताराम पवन सुत हनुमान राधे कृष्ण की जय।
Jai Sri Krishna. We are going to do Gita part now, and the verse that we are doing today is verse number 3, excuse me, of chapter 4. So let us first recite the mantra verse, and thereafter we will try to explain this verse to you. Sa evayam maya tedhya yogah proktah puratanaha bhaktosi me sakha cheti rahasyam hetak uktamam. So I'm going to read again. Read with me. Sa evayam maya tedhya yogah proktah puratanaha bhaktosi me sakha cheti rahasyam ye tad uktamam. And we'll read it for one more time. Sa evayam maya tedhya yogah prokta puratanah bhaktosi me sakha cheti rahasyam he tad uktamam. So now let us look at this verse and try to understand what it is that Sri Krishna Bhagwan is saying to us in this verse here. First, let's look at the individual words that have been used before we look at it in a holistic, look at the verse in a holistic way. The word sir, the verse starts with the word sir. Sir in Sanskrit means that, like that thing. So sir means that. And then the word evayam is made up of two words here. It's made up of eva. Eva means even, and ayam means this. So using the rules of Sanskrit, two words, eva and ayam, combined becomes evayam. So evayam, two words, eva means even, and ayam means this. Then the word tedhya is also made up of two words. So before we go to tedhya, he uses the word maya. Maya in Sanskrit means by me. Maya means by me. And then tedhya is made up of two words. It's made up of te and adhya. Te and adhya becomes tedhya according again to Sanskrit rules, grammatical rules. So the word te means to you. Te means to you, it's a pronoun. And adhya means today. Then yoga refers to yoga, union. Proktaha means has been told. It has been said, it has been related. Proktaha. Puratanaha means ancient. Puratan means ancient. So that's the first line. The second line starts with the word bhaktosi. Again, these are two words that have been combined according to grammatical rules to be pronounced as bhaktosi, but it's actually made up of the word bhaktaha and asi. Bhakta and asi becomes bhaktosi. Bhaktaha means a devotee, and asi means you are, referring to Arjun here. Me means my, sakha means friend. Then the word cheti, again, this is two words, cha and iti. Cha means and iti means thus. So combining the two words, it becomes cheti. And then the last word, he tad uktamam, again, this is now a combination of three words. The three words are he, which means indeed, etad, which means this, and uktamam means supreme. And before the word etad uktamam comes the word rahasyam, which means secret. So now when we put all these words together, Sri Krishna Bhagwan is saying that this yoga, this union with God that I am revealing to you, that I'm going to talk to you, it is ancient, it is puratanaha. So this is an ancient yoga, has today been imparted to you. So today I am sharing this knowledge with you of yoga. I'm being shared with you by me, Maya, because you are my devotee. Bhaktosi means you are my devotee, and me sakha, because you are my friend. And this indeed is the supreme secret. So, yetad uktamam rahasyam means this is. So, this ancient knowledge that I'm going to share with you today, right? I'm doing it because you are my devotee and you are my friend. And this indeed is a supreme secret. Now, what is Sri Krishna Bhagwan trying to say to us in this verse here? Let us try to understand that. So firstly, let us not forget that chapter 3, which we have completed now, deals with the cause of karma yoga. So how does one engage in karma yoga? Chapter 4, which we are currently busy with, is called Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. And this chapter, therefore, is dealing with the development in a seeker. So a person who is trying to seek out God, seek out the meaning of the self that is within us, that person can only do that after he or she has followed the path of karma yoga, the course of karma yoga, which has been described in chapter 3. So this chapter shows that the development of the seeker, how the development of the seeker occurs after that seeker has followed the karma yoga path, which was described in chapter 3. So chapter 4 then is presenting to us the different types of yajna. Now, what does the word yajna mean? In everyday usage, people may say, I did a yajna today, and what they actually mean is that they did havan today. So that's one kind of very colloquial meaning of the word yajna, where somebody says that I did a yajna, meaning I did havan. But in the Bhagavad Gita, yajna refers to any sattvic action that brings about the benefit of the entire world. Any activity that we engage in which no harm is caused to anybody, in which there is no distress caused to anybody or to any aspect of creation, is referred to as a yajna. So we must understand yajna in the Bhagavad Gita sense. It is a sattvic action. So this chapter is talking to us about the different types of yajna, the different kinds of sattvic action that we perform. And it says that, the chapter says that when we practice these yajna, then it will lead to the attainment of jnana, which is wisdom. That is why this chapter is referred to as Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. So it is the Karma Sannyasa Yoga, the yajna that we perform, that will lead to Jnana. Therefore, this chapter is called Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. And of course, this Karma Sannyasa Yoga concept becomes clearer as we proceed in this chapter. Now, when we did the first verse a few weeks ago, what we, or before I go to that, let me explain that the first 10 verses of chapter 4 is going to show us how the self that is within us is our eternal teacher. The self that is within us is our guru. So in the first verse, Sri Krishna Bhagwan, in the first verse of chapter 4, Krishna Bhagwan says that the yoga, this, what he refers to as Puratana yoga, this ancient knowledge, this ancient technique of unifying with God, of creating union with God, he says this teaching was first taught by me, by Krishna Bhagwan, to Vivaswan. And Vivaswan then taught this to Manu, who in turn taught this to Ikshvaku. So if you look at the first verse, Krishna Bhagwan says that. Now, Vivaswan is Surya. It's the god, sun god. So this ancient knowledge which Sri Krishna Bhagwan is giving to Arjun here today, today meaning on the battlefield before the Mahabharata war starts. He says this knowledge has already been shared previously with Vivaswan, who was the sun god, Surya. And Vivaswan taught it to Manu. Manu was the son of Vivaswan. And it was then taught to Ikshvaku, who was the first king of the solar dynasty, the Surya Vansha. So the dynasty, the family that Sri Ramchandraji belonged to, the first king in that family was called Ikshvaku. So you can see what Krishna Bhagwan is saying here is the sharing of this knowledge, of this secret knowledge, of this secret jnana has been passed on through a parampara tradition, parampara sampradaya. So from guru to disciple or from father to son, it has been passed on down the generation. Now, the technique of union with the self or with the supreme self, as I said, was handed down in succession from guru to disciple, from father to son. Now, in the third verse, which we read today, so right, that verse, Sri Krishna says that he is teaching that same ancient yoga to Arjun. And he gives two reasons why he wants to share this secret knowledge of the Supreme Self with Arjun. What is his reason for sharing it? He says one is because you have proven to be a true devotee of mine. Sri Krishna Bhagwan, Arjun has totally surrendered himself to Sri Krishna. When one totally surrenders oneself in devotion to a guru, then one can be called a devotee. Now, how do we know that Arjun is a true devotee of Sri Krishna Bhagwan? Or how does Krishna Bhagwan know that Arjun has totally surrendered himself to him? In chapter 2, verse 7, this is what it says. It says, Karpanya dosho pahata swabhava prichhami tvam dharma sammudha chetah yachreya sya nischitam bruhi tanme shishyasya teham shadhimam tvam prapannam. Arjun says, my nature is overpowered by the taint of pity. With my mind confused as to the duty I ask you, tell me decisively which is good for me. I am thy disciple. I am your Shishyasya. I am your disciple. Instruct me who has taken refuge in thee. So right there in chapter 2, verse 7, we find the evidence that Arjun had totally surrendered himself in devotion to Sri Krishna Bhagwan. Therefore, in this verse in chapter 4, in verse 3 of chapter 4, Krishna Bhagwan says to Arjun, I am sharing this secret of the Supreme Self of knowledge to you because you have totally surrendered yourself to me as a devotee. But you are also my sakha. You are also my friend. And that is another reason why I am going to share this supreme knowledge with you. Acha, so this is where then we will conclude our Gita part and we'll get ready now to do the Ramayana part. Acha, so we'll begin with the invocation, Ramayana invocation. Can we get that shown on the screen, please? जय ही सुमिरत सिद्धि होय सीताराम गणनायक करिवर बदन करो अनुग्रह सोई सीताराम, बुद्धिराशि शुभ गुण सदन, मूक हो वाचाल सीताराम, पंगुचरहि गिरिवर गहन, जासु कृपा सुदयाल सीताराम, द्रवौ सकल कलिमल दहन, नील सरोरुह श्याम सीताराम, तरुण अरुण वारिज नयन, करौ सो मम उरधाम सीताराम, सदा क्षीर सागर शयन, कुंद इंदु समदेह सीताराम, उमा रमन करुणा अयन, जाहि दीन परनेह सीताराम, करौ कृपा मर्दन मयन, वंदो गुरुपद कंज सीताराम, कृपा सिंधु नर रूप हरि, महामोह तम पुंज सीताराम, जासु वचन रवि कर निकर, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय। कथा आरंभ होता है, सुनो वीर हनुमान, आसन को प्रभु आइए, सिया सखा सहित भगवान, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय। So the Ramayana part this evening is from Balkan, and we are starting with Doha number 173, which is visible to you on your screen. बोले विप्र सकोप तब, नहीं कछुकी न विचार, जाई निशाचर हो नृप, मूढ़ सहित परिवार, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय। छत्र बंधु ते विप्र बोलाई, घाले लिए सहित समुदायी, ईश्वर राखा धर्म हमारा, जे हसिते समेत परिवारा, संवत मध्य नाश तब हो, जलदाता न रही कुल को, नृप सुनि श्राप विकल अति त्रासा, भय बहोरी वर गिरा आकाशा, विप्रहु श्राप विचारी न दीन्हा, नहीं अपराध भूप कछु कीन्हा, चकित विप्र सब सुनि नभ बानी, भूप गयहु जह भोजन खानी, तहन असन नहीं विप्र सुआरा, फिरे उराऊ मन सोच अपारा, सब प्रसंग मही सुरन सुनाई, त्रसित परेऊ अवनी अकुलाई, भूपति भावी मिटहि नहीं, जदपि न दूषण तोर, किए अन्यथा होई नहीं, विप्र श्राप अति घोर, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय। अच्छा, तो अभी हम रामचरितमानस के उस प्रसंग में व्यस्त है जहां पर राजा प्रताप भानु की कहानी हमें समझाया जा रहा है। So we are being given the story of a king called Pratap Bhanu. And in actual fact, what is being related to us here is how Pratap Bhanu was cursed and then reborn into a Rakshas family. So we are at that point in this episode where a Muni, who in actual fact is a previous enemy of the King Pratap Bhanu, has used deceitful means to discredit this king. And he encouraged him to invite some very learned individuals, Brahmins, and to feed them lunch. But the food that has been prepared has been mixed with meat and with the flesh of other Brahmins, so as to discredit Pratap Bhanu. And as the food has been prepared, जैसे ही भोजन तैयार किया गया, उसी समय आकाशवाणी हुई. उसी समय आकाश से यानी स्काई से किसी ने बोला. There's a voice that speaks from the heavens, so to speak. And it warns the Brahmins who are being fed that the food that you are being given is mixed with flesh, with meat. And when these Brahmins realize that they have been given contaminated food, then they become very, very angry. Bole vipra sakopa taba. Sakopa. Kopa means anger. So with anger, these Brahmins now spoke. Nahi kachukin ha bichar. They didn't think forward, backwards. The anger was such that they had no time to think about the consequences of their action. Ho u nisachar jain ripa mura sahita parivar. They immediately cursed this king, Pratap Bhanu, and they said to him, Ho u nisachar jain ripa. O king, Nripa means king, you will become a nisachar. You will become a Rakshasa. Mura sahita parivar, and you will all become, for want of a stupid word, for want of a better word, you'll become stupid. And not just you, sahita parivar, your entire family. तो ब्राह्मणों ने कुछ विचार नहीं किया और कहा कि, और कोप में कहा कि हे मूर्ख राजा, ओ यू स्टूपिड किंग, तुम अपने कुटुंब सहित राक्षस हो जाओ. You will become a Rakshas. So you see, when we do things in anger, when we speak in anger, we have no time to think about the consequences of our actions or the words. Gaur Gopal, the Swami that is very popular on Facebook and on YouTube, he said that one very important lesson that was given to him by his guru was just one word. His guru gave him one word only, and he told him, you must wait. He says, you must wait. And what his guru meant by that is that when you want to act, before you act, wait. Think about the action that you are going to perform. Think about the words that you are going to express. Wait. Because by waiting, you get a chance to decide on the consequences of your action. The Brahmins didn't do that here. Bina bichar kare, sakop, with anger, they spoke and they said to this king, you will become a Rakshas. Your whole family will become Rakshasas with you. And they said that you have called Brahman and you have tried to destroy us. Fortunately, we have been saved by that Akashvani, which warned us that there's flesh or there's meat in this food that you are eating and that you are giving us. And then they say to him that within 1 year of this incident, you will be totally destroyed. Your family, there will be nobody in your family to give you water. Jaladata na rahi kul o. Now, what do they mean by that? कि तेरे वंश में कोई जल देने वाला भी नहीं रहे. This is such a serious curse, meaning that this is a reference to Tarpan. Jaladata na rahi kul ko means that there will be nobody left in your family who will offer Tarpan in respect of the ancestors. Nripasuni shrapa vikala atitrata. When the king heard these words, heard these curse that was given, he became very, very disturbed. Bhupa gayahu jaha bhojana khani. And the king then went to the place where the food was prepared. He wanted to see for himself what had transpired of there, what had happened. And when he went there, he saw there was no food there, nor were there any cooks over there. Everything seemed to have disappeared. He then returns to the Brahmins with a lot of worry in his mind. Then this king explained to these Brahmins what had happened. Sab prasanga mahisuran sunai. He explained how he was deceived, how he was misled in this entire situation. And as a result of the fear and the distress that he was undergoing, he fell to the ground. Then Tulsidas tells us, Bhupati bhavi bitahi nahi. Nobody can stop what is to happen. Nobody can prevent what is going to happen to us. Even though, yadyapi tumhara kuch bhi aparadh nahi, even though you are not totally to blame, because now they understand that Pratap Bhanu was tricked into this situation. तो भी ब्राह्मणों का महाघोर श्राप किसी के किए अन्यथा नहीं हो सकता. Nevertheless, there's nothing we can do now about the shrap that has been given to you. So, this is the situation that Pratap Bhanu finds himself in. Now, a few things that we need to ponder about over here. Firstly, this episode in no way means that eating of meat is allowed. So we must not use any of our illogical thinking to say, because the Ramayana spoke about Pratap Bhanu cooking meat and giving it to the Brahmins, therefore it means we can eat meat. No, don't take this episode out of context. The whole idea of cooking and serving meat is in a particular context over here. It was used to discredit Pratap Bhanu. It's not used as evidence that Hindus can eat meat. So the point I'm making is that, look, each to his own. Who wants to eat meat, who doesn't want to eat meat, that's their business. Let's not make the Ramayana an excuse to eat meat, that Pratap Bhanu cooked it. This is it is in a particular context that it was used. So we must not confuse the context in which this episode happens to say that therefore Ramayana says you can eat meat. Okay, so that's one thing that we need to learn. The second thing, which I've already dwelt on, is that wait. When you're angry, wait. Think carefully. Get yourself composed before you act. Then you'll find that you will act in a way that will give the right kind of result. अच्छा, तो यहाँ पर हम इस रामायण पाठ को विश्राम करते हैं. कथा विसर्जन होता है, सुनहु वीर हनुमान, आसन को प्रभु जाइए, सिया सखा सहित भगवान, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय.
गोपाला राधा लोला मुरली लोला नंदलाला मुरली लोला नंदलाला गोपाला राधा लोला मुरली लोला नंदलाला मुरली लोला नंदलाला मुकुंद माधव जनार्दना मुकुंद माधव जनार्दना नंदलाला वृंदावन बाला नंदलाला वृंदावन बाला मुरली लोला नंदलाला मुरली लोला नंदलाला गोपाला राधा लोला मुरली लोला नंदलाला मुरली लोला नंदलाला केशव माधव जनार्दना केशव माधव जनार्दना वनमाला वृंदावन भाला वनमाला वृंदावन भाला मुरली लोला नंदलाला मुरली लोला नंदलाला गोपाला राधा लोला मुरली लोला नंदलाला मुरली लोला नंदलाला मुरली लोला नंदलाला ओम सीताराम पवन सुत हनुमान राधे कृष्ण की जय। ओम जय भगवत गीते मैया जय भगवत गीते हरिय कमल विहारिणी हरिय कमल विहारिणी सुंदर सुबनीते ओम जय भगवत गीते करम सुमरम प्रकाशनी कामा सती हरा मैया कामा सती हरा सर्व ज्ञान विकासनी सर्व ज्ञान विकासनी वेद्या ब्रह्म परा ओम जय भगवत गीते निश्चल भक्ति विधायणी निर्मल मलहारी मैया निर्मल मलहारी शरण रहस्य प्रदायणी शरण रहस्य प्रदायणी सब विधि सुखकारी ओम जय भगवत गीते राग द्वेष विधारिणी कारिणी मोद सदा मैया कारिणी मोद सदा भव भय हारिणी तारिणी भव भय हारिणी तारिणी परमानंद प्रधा ओम जय भगवत गीते आसुर भाव विनाशनी नाशनी तम रजनी मैया नाशनी तम रजनी देवी सदगुंदयानी देवी सदगुंदयानी हरि रसिका सजनी ओम जय भगवत गीते समता त्याग सिखावनी हरि मुख की वाणी मैया हरि मुख की वाणी सकल शास्त्र की स्वामी सकल शास्त्र सुधा बरसावनी माँ तुम्हें पागी जय मैया माँ तुम्हें पागी जय हरि पद प्रेम दान कर हरि पद प्रेम दान कर अपनो कर दीजय ओम जय भगवत गीते ओम जय भगवत गीते मैया जय भगवत गीते हरि कमल विहारणी ओम जय भगवत गीते मैया जय भगवत गीते ओम जय भगवत गीते मैया जय भगवत गीते हरि कमल विहारणी हरि कमल विहारणी सुंदर शुभ गीते ओम जय भगवत गीते
ॐ कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि ॐ मङ्गलं भगवान् विष्णु मङ्गलं गरुडध्वज मङ्गलं पुण्डरीकाक्ष मङ्गलाय तनोहरि ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बिके गौरी नारायणी नमोऽस्तुते नारायणी नमोऽस्तुते नारायणी नमोऽस्तुते ॐ यानि कानि च पापानि जन्मान्तरकृतानि च तानि विनश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिणा पदे पदे ॐ सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ अपराध सहस्राणि गृह्णन्ते हर्निशं मया दासोऽयम् इति मां मत्वा क्षमस्व परमेश्वर ॐ आवाहनं न जानामि विसर्जनं पूजां चैव न जानामि क्षमस्व परमेश्वर अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष त्वं परमेश्वर बोलिए विघ्नहर्ता गणेश भगवान की जय श्री राधे कृष्ण भगवान की जय श्री शिव शंकर भगवान पार्वती माता की जय श्री सीतारामचंद्र भगवान की जय श्री लक्ष्मण जी की जय श्री बजरंग बली महावीर स्वामी की जय जग जगनी दुर्गा काली लक्ष्मी सरस्वती माता की जय श्री लक्ष्मी नारायण भगवान की जय सनातन धर्म की जय सब पितर देव की जय ओम नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव हर जय जय श्री राधे जय जय श्री राधे जय जय श्री राधे श्याम जय सिया राम सबको शुभ रात्रि धन्यवाद जय श्री राम।